So, feeling the loss of control in the spirit, so colorful. If you feel it, then let's go to a place where you belong. Give you strength to carry on. Open your heart, set your mind at ease. Live your life and you'll be free. We're gonna rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Toon review for tonight's match preview of Newcastle United against Fulham. And very, very important game for Newcastle United, of course, coming right up. We've got Billy with us tonight, and we've got one of our regular Fridays is Jimmy, recovered from illness. It's great to see, or almost recovered. He's getting there. Roy is... well, let's just say partying. It's his Christmas party, so unfortunately, I think he said he's took his headphones with him. However, I don't think it's wise to bring him on after he's had a drink.
Is it ever wise?
Exactly. But guys, please do hit the thumbs up if you do enjoy tonight's show. Here he is. He's with us. Hello.
Love the jumper, Stato.
Thank you.
Indeed. I thought you weren't coming on, mate. We were worried about you.
I was just a little bit late, that was all.
All right. Okay. Good. Well, welcome. We're here. All of us are here. So there you go. Alex has got a nice trimmed beard. He's got a Christmas jumper on. Clearly feeling festive for tonight's show. And that is the way forward, because we are going to get a result tomorrow and we are going to blast the rest of the season. But please do hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the show tonight, and also subscribe if you are new. Come and join this incredible community. And of course, please don't forget to hit the notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or we upload any future videos. And of course, you can become a member of the Toon Review tonight by hitting that join button just underneath. We have the rest of the giveaways to give away tonight on the show. Was that a bit Irish? But there you go. Thank you, Billy. Sound effects. Spot on. So if you are a member, you will be in with a chance to win some prizes. We will start the first one very shortly. But you can donate to the show if you do so wish tonight as well by hitting that $sign underneath the live chat. And that will, of course, get your comment read straight out. Right. Fulham tomorrow. Big game, Alex. But we have, unfortunately, injuries. And as Eddie said this morning in his press conference, Harvey Barnes and Willock have both had setbacks. So it's probably late January by the time they come back. Trippier's, of course, suspended. Anthony Gordon is a doubt as well. So we're down sort of bare bones again.
It just doesn't end. It just doesn't end. We'll be all right. We'll be fine. That's all I've got to say. We'll be fine. We'll have to rotate. We've got a few players back. We've got other ways to win games. I think it's worth pointing out set pieces haven't been great recently in terms of scoring from them. There are other ways you can score goals. There are other ways you can win football matches. This is where we've got to try and show what we're made of, because we're just not going to be able to overrun teams and play the way we want to. We just can't do it. Yeah. And I have faith in the coaching staff. They're not stupid. They're highly intelligent, well ahead of the curve coaching setup as a collective. And I think we're due some cheeky little Lascelles goals, Dan Burn popping up. It's just not been happening. You know, maybe one of these shots from the edge of the box, maybe a Bruno goal. They've just not been dropping. We've been putting in the chances. We've been making the chances. We've just been a little bit unlucky XG-wise. We've not been putting shots away. And against a team like Fulham, who are doing pretty well, I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be fine.
Billy, it'll be important to see who takes the set pieces tomorrow. Of course, with Trippier not playing, somebody else will get an opportunity. So, who do you think is going to be given that? Will it be, Livramento, Bruno?
Pop quiz. Who took the set piece when everyone went off?
I can't remember, Alex. That's what I'm trying to think.
It was
of.
Longstaff.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. So it could be Sean.
Yeah, potentially. I was thinking that myself. I thought if Trippier not playing, Tonali's down the bookies, so he can't play. Who's going to take the set pieces?
Down the bookies.
So I'm guessing it's going to be Longstaff or Bruno or I don't know. You can pick anyone from the 10, basically. But it won't be Lascelles and it won't be Burn.
No, I very much doubt it. But it'd be interesting though, Jimmy, won't it, to see if there's a little bit of a change with the the free kicks, the corners, whether we try something different, obviously a different taker, see if he can find the mark, because Trippier hasn't quite done it lately.
And I think tomorrow Bruno will be licking his chops to take some free kicks.
Yeah.
It's really, it just seems like Trippier, it's like, get out of my way. This is my area. It seems like it'd be nice to give some other people the shot. I mean, I'm like Alex. I'm really not worried about any aspect of the game other than goalkeeper.
Well, Fabian Schär, of course, can thump them from a good 40 yards as well. Let's not forget that. He's been, I think he's been itching to take a couple over the last few games and has been sort of outvoted, I think. Alan McAteer says, is it me or have I missed something regarding Botman? How much longer until he's back in training? Is that long ago? I can't remember what his injury is. Well, funny enough, he didn't get mentioned at all in the press conference. And I found that very strange, Alex, because he's like the invisible man all of a sudden. We saw him on the training ground a couple of weeks ago. And Eddie said that providing he came through that, he would be back with the main group. Then he's not back with the main group yet, and nothing's been said. It's a very, very strange injury.
Well, unfortunately, I've been too busy today to listen to the press conference, so I don't know what's been said by Eddie, unfortunately, or what the journalists have asked. I have seen some tweets from journalists such as Craig Hope stating that an outside chance he makes the bench tomorrow. I don't know if that's been, put down as an option or. But
who? Sorry, Botman.
Yeah, Craig Hope said that Botman's got an outside chance of being on the bench tomorrow. Unless I'm dreaming that, I'm pretty sure I've read that.
People are saying he did. Yet Eddie Howe didn't mention him at all. So
interesting. I don't know if that's if they asked him and he would have refused, or if maybe they just didn't ask the right questions. Because again, I unfortunately haven't listened to the press conference yet. But to be completely honest, he's not really the issue. I mean, Lascelles has not been. Lascelles hasn't been amazing. Well, he's been good to very good, Lascelles, for him. So, but he's not really been the issue. So Botman obviously helps. It helps with competition consistency. But the problem's not really been with him. It's been the goalkeeper. It's been a bit of confidence. It's been an overall fatigue of the squad. So as nice as it is to have him back, it's not really where our issues lie.
No, I mean, look. Listen, I thought we played really well against Milan.
We dominated them for an hour.
Yeah,
it was just a freak result. We just pushed for a win and we didn't get it.
Yeah, and it's European experience as well. Milan know how to play the game, and they played the game really, really well. I agree that the main problem for me is goalkeeper. I don't think I have, Dubravka. We saw a couple of times, Billy, on Wednesday, is lack of belief in himself to come out and close angles down. He doesn't do that, and that's a worry for me. The fact that Fulham are in such free scoring form at the minute as well, there is going to be stuff for him to do tomorrow. Now, I'd prefer Karius to play. I think a lot of Newcastle fans want to see Karius come in, but I think you'll go with Dubravka again.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. After what I saw Wednesday night, I'll be amazed if Karius isn't playing tomorrow. But the reason why Eddie Howe didn't want Dubravka, he wanted Pope, was because Martin Dubravka's reticent to come off his line, and he's slow to do so. And he's proved that in the 3 games he's had since. He's very slow to come off his line. it makes the defenders not confident. It makes them nervous about what's behind them and what isn't behind them, more to the point. So, yeah, I'll be playing Carriers because at least Carriers does come out and sweep of some sort of fashion, He wasn't too bad in the Carabao Cup final. I know it's his only game for us, but I'll trust him more than Dubravka at the moment, I've got to say.
I mean, Jimmy, you've mentioned that you were worried about the goalkeeper. Are you echoing Billy's thoughts with that?
Oh, exactly. Exactly. My big issue with Dubravka is, other than being nervous, is the fact he doesn't control the box as well as Pope. If it seems like on social media after the game, everyone was in lockstep. The fact that we've got to start Carriers, or at least give him a chance.
Yeah, I agree.
What's the point of him being at the club if he's not going to play?
Yeah, that's what we've been saying, Alex, and it's
What
very
does
strange.
Dubravka
Why
have to
give him a
do
new
wrong?
contract if he's never going to be, never going to have that opportunity? I just think that the two chances that really, and Billy, you'll remember this was of course on Wednesday night when Leao had his breakaway, and then the one with Tomori at the end. He doesn't come out and make himself big at all. He sort of doesn't take away the angles, and I think. I'm not saying Karius will do that either. I'm not saying Karius is going to come in and be a savior, but sometimes we maybe try something different is the way to go. Ronald says, "What about Miggy taking free kicks?" Look, if we get a free kick on the edge of the box to the right hand side, where we know he can hit them from, why not? All right, why
It's an
not?
interesting point that we've never brought up before. To be fair, I mean,
Yeah.
you'd think he'd be able to do it, wouldn't you?
Well, look, I've said my piece about Miggy. However, if we get a free kick on 25 yards out to the right hand side where he normally cuts in, and we've seen him score some brilliant goals from, why not? He's got the range, and he might have been taking them in training. You don't know. There is options on the field, and that's the thing, Alex. There's different options on the field for set pieces, but we've been sort of. Kieran's took them all, and that's something that they've obviously decided. But there is players there who can take set pieces or take some shots.
Yeah, I mean, to be completely honest, I think the recent set pieces have been really good. We've just been really unlucky. There was a period of time where we were questioning Kieran Trippier's delivery. He did have a bit of an off period, but I think in the last couple of weeks, free kicks have been so close. He's hit the crossbar. They've just whispered over. A few have been saved. The corners have been better. They've been well worked. Some of the lads have been just putting headers that are basically free hits just out wide. I think the set pieces were a lot better. So I wouldn't say that's really an issue at the moment. I think the one thing that we always talk about is having somebody left-footed. We just don't. I try and talk about it quite a lot because I think it's an important thing to have. We talk about having a left-footed centre half and a right-footed centre half, and offers you nice balance, and you don't get closed down as much. You can play out to the wide men really nicely. The same with set pieces. It's nice just to have a left-footer just to mix it up. Out swingers versus in swingers on different sides for corner takers. It's a useful. It's an extra weapon in your arsenal. It's something that we just don't have.
Yeah.
And Miggy, for whatever reason, has just never been tasked with anything. I mean, it's not something I've ever thought about, but now you've mentioned it, why not? It's there must be a reason for it. But I mean
look,
Bruno, maybe.
Let's be honest, Miggy's shooting hasn't been great lately, but if he's given the opportunity from a dead ball, then he's an international player. Surely he can hit a ball.
I'd use Sharon Bruno right now, especially with Bruno's confidence, Bruno's passing accuracy, the way he's spraying the ball about at the moment. I don't see why he can't replicate that in a dead ball situation.
Well, people are saying, what about Callum or Callum Wilson or Isak taking the free kick on the edge of the box? Strikers.
Yeah.
Why not? Shearer. Remember,
but Callum Wilson is one of those players that you would want in and around the 6-yard box for Mr. Ricochet, because he's that kind of guy. He's a good finisher.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd like to see Bruno on free kicks personally. I think we need to start giving him a bit more. He spat his dummy out the pram a little bit with emotionally, he was struggling emotionally. He was letting his emotions boil over too much in games. And I'd say in the last 4 to 6 weeks, he has been a top tier professional. He's been so focused. He's put it all into his performances, and it's great. I feel like he needs to be rewarded for that. Put him on some set pieces. That's just my opinion.
Well, he's certainly capable, isn't he, Billy? Of, a player like Bruno. Alex is right. He's sort of, you look at set pieces, maybe not corners.
Well, then he's in the right position to recycle it. If the ball comes back, he's in the right place, right?
That's exactly what I mean. Yeah,
kind of makes sense.
Yeah, free kicks, we know he can hit them. He's just been very hesitant to. That's something that we want to see more from Bruno, is hitting shots. And I think, given that extra responsibility, is like Alex says, it's what he deserves.
I wouldn't mind seeing Bruno take direct free kicks, but I'd also like to see Joe Linton take them. He can either power them or he can kind of bend them. And I'm amazed I'm saying that after what we said about him 2 or 3 years ago. But at the minute, he seems to have his shooting boots on, so I'd let him have a go.
Yeah, he's high on energy at the minute. Derek says, if Wilson's up top, we've got to put more crosses in from anywhere. Jimmy, that's always been a phase of certainly the last 4 or 5 games, that we're just not putting that ball into the penalty area. But when we've got a proper number 9 like Wilson in there, we've got to provide him with some crosses instead of overpassing.
Yeah, and we seem to have stretches of games where we are. And then we just seem to forget how. It's just really inconsistent, and I don't know the reason for that. I mean, we definitely have the capability of putting in great crosses.
Can I just mention something? There's people arguing about what Craig Hope said. I've got the tweet right here. In better injury news for Newcastle, I'm told Sven Botman is nearing a return from knee injury. Outside chance of bench tomorrow. It's literally on Twitter from Craig Hope. So he did say that.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, it's pointless argue. Let's just see what comes around at 2:00 tomorrow when the team news comes out. And if he's on the bench, then it's superb news, isn't it? It's brilliant news. If Botman's back on the bench tomorrow, it's a kind of kick up the arse in a good way. Having somebody of his class coming back. Maybe not obviously straight into the team. I think Eddie will take his time with him, obviously, but coming back is brilliant. Simon says, I wonder, with the Eddie Howe style of football, high tempo, intensive pressing just isn't sustainable long term. We've got so many injuries. Is it just bad luck? Yeah, it is just bad luck. These guys, look, these guys are intense athletes, all right? And you could say that about any manager in the Premier League, because I think certainly the likes of Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, their training methods will be very, very similar, I think, because Eddie's done a lot of work, remember, when he was out of a job, going around different clubs around Europe, remember, just having a look at, picking things up. I just think it is unlucky now. We are at that stage where we're getting fed up of it, obviously. We're sick of hearing about injuries and players being doubtful, but let's just hope we can get a few in January, Alex, and see where we go from there.
Yeah. I'm in agree. It's been very unfortunate with the injuries. It's not all down to intensity. It's not like Jurgen Klopp early days, but everybody's calf and hamstring was going ping, ping, ping. It's been Anderson back injury in training, Dan Burn back pull because he landed funny, Harvey Barnes funny foot injury that was just a complete. It's just an accident. It doesn't happen. It's a very strange injury. So there's been a lot of them that you can't really account for them. I don't think it's down to our style. I mean, with the exception of maybe Joe Willock, which I feel like was just a knock on from how he was playing last year. He was playing so intense and his hamstring went ping, and he's not been right since. He's struggled. I mean, who's again? Isak's was originally it was a reoccurrence of the Sweden injury, which is not our fault. I'm trying to think of something that's our fault. Tonali, not our fault.
I mean, Tonali's just not our fault at all.
I mean, who else was out? I mean, I don't know what happened to Manquillo. I know he was out, but he wasn't really in the picture anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant. I mean, I guess
Manquillo's vanished.
Botman is probably the only legitimate one, but I don't think that was down to intensity. That was just a funny knee injury that just happened down to stepping. It wasn't.
He jumped and jarred his knee, didn't he? It was nothing to do
Yeah,
with
so that's not
fatigue.
us running, pressing, intense, and muscles going ping. It's honestly just been one of those things.
Well,
It's
it
not.
wasn't Botman's from a corner. I remember I was at the game. I'm sure we had a corner, and it was just one of those freak things where he went for a header, and I think he landed very strangely on his leg, and that's what did his. That's what did
Well,
the
we
injury.
just need to make sure that we all remember that as fans, that it's not down to the style. It's been very unfortunate with the way people have got injured. Again, Nick Pope wasn't sprinting doing pressing. He fell funny. It was a complete accident. It happens. And yeah, January, do we need a few in? 100%. I would say at bare minimum we need 2. We just need more bodies because everybody's just dead. Especially for fatigue. December, let's not forget, December is probably the most fixture congested month on the calendar. At the end of Christmas, they're going to be absolutely destroyed. I do think we'll have a bounce. I think we'll be all right, but they're going to be gasping for air come the new year. And I don't care how many people say to me that they get paid enough money, they should be fine. It doesn't work like that. They're not robots.
Yeah,
we've seen the effects of it. These are top professionals that have won. They've won leagues, other domestic leagues in other countries, like Botman, Trippier have both won domestic leagues. Bruno's at the top of his game. Isak's played for Dortmund. So, these lads have been around. They're not, we've not got a squad full of nobodies. A lot of these players have been places. And it is just one of those. And we definitely need, I would say, at least 2. We need some forward wide cover, and we need another midfielder at least. Absolute least.
Agent Tech Streams, welcome to the Toon Review membership. Thank you very much for your support. Bazza Bush, which is now, of course, Paul. He says, thank you for your $4.99. He says, I don't see Wilson as a target man. He's more of a catch them on the counter and 1v1 against the goalkeeper type of strikers. To me, crosses will hinder us.
He's a good header of the ball, though.
I'm not too sure it'll hinder us, but interesting point.
He's also got the best shot conversion rate in the Premier League this season. Scored from 7 goals from 22 shots, which is outrageous.
It certainly is. Right, our first giveaway of the night is this one. I'm hoping the electric doesn't go off this time when we are trying to give this one away. It is the Jackie Milburn autograph and frame photo, of course. This is members only, remember, so please, mods, just make sure you're on it. Hashtag War Jackie. Hashtag War Jackie is the giveaway word of the day, I suppose. WORJACKIE. Hashtag War Jackie. And you have to be a member. If you try and enter and you're not a member, then the mods will just delete it. So don't try and spoil it for everybody. There's a reason. We're just doing some member giveaways to thank them for the support. So thank you very much. Alex, do you have any graphics tonight or not?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Now would be a good time. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's share them up. So it's not overly complicated. We will just have a little look at predicted lineups and Fulham. So, being as the game is tomorrow, we get some nice predicted lineups from FOTMob. As expected, it's pretty much the same for us. Obviously, with Trippier being suspended, they're predicting Livramento to go in at right back and Burn to come in at left back. Little bit harsh predicting Longstaff to start when Miley's obviously doing so well. I feel like that's a 50-50. I don't think that's a foregone conclusion. So that's a funny one. And then, I mean, it picks itself, doesn't it? Gordon, Isak, Miggy, Wilson played most of the minutes the other day. So it seems like a fairly logical lineup. I just think the Longstaff one is a little bit controversial. I feel like that's more 50-50. Be very unfortunate for Miley to lose his place.
It would, but do you not think, Alex, because of the amount of minutes that Miley's played? I mean, he
Possibly,
looked exhausted when he came off on Wednesday.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, he did get very leggy in the final 5 minutes he was on. And in terms of the Fulham lineup, I mean, they're a good side. Leno's a decent goalkeeper. They've got a settled back four with Tete and Robinson, Reed and Paulinho. Paulinho, obviously, with a failed move to Bayern Munich, he's a very, very solid defensive midfielder. Him and Bruno together would be absolutely broken. They would be ridiculous together. Iwobi, Pereira and Wilson. Let's not forget, as much as we mock Iwobi, he was first for most of Everton's metrics last season. He's still a competent midfielder. He's a bit of a warrior. He still puts in a great shift. Wilson, again, decent technical player. Jimenez up front has had a somewhat of a resurgence in recent weeks. He's been a bit more clinical. They're a good side. They're in good form. They've got a good structure. They've got a few decent standard players scattered about the 11 as well. So Marco Silva is also a good coach. So this is again, I don't want to use a cliche phrase, but there's no easy games in the Premier League. This is a fine example of that. They are not a bad side. They are literally the definition of mid-table. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I mean that in a nice way. If you have a look at the table, I'll prove what I mean. They're 10th, which is bang on mid-table, and their goal difference is 0. So they are literally as middle as you can possibly get, both on league position and goal difference. They are bang in the middle of the league. However, that's not a bad thing. They're literally just behind teams who are all in Europe. West Ham in Europe, Brighton in Europe, we're in Europe. So they're literally the next lot. You could say they're the best of the rest, and that us being in the top 9, and then it's them. They're leading the pack of the rest of all the riffraff in the league, essentially. So their own data. Again, they are kind of profiling middle of the park for a lot of stuff. 8th for goals per match, although their XG is a lot lower than that. So they are outperforming to a point. Clean sheets, they're 3rd in the division with 5 clean sheets. We're actually 1st, despite our funny stuff. We're joint 1st with Arsenal with 6 clean sheets. Average possession, bang in the middle at 50%. Shots on target.
Can I just interrupt you there? Anthony Stafford's just gifted 5 Toon Review memberships. Thank you so much, Anthony. They've gone to the Geordie View, Santo, Tony H, Lord Gribau, and Stephen Kent. You've all been gifted 5 memberships from Anthony Stafford. So thank you very much, Anthony. You can now jump in on the competition if you do so wish. Which will be doing the first draw as soon as Alex is done with his stats. Sorry, Alex, go on, mate.
That's all right. Long balls, lots of them. Although interesting to see City up in 1st still, 28.1. So lots and lots of long balls. Obviously, Jimenez up front. They're going to have runners in beyond as well. So we've got to be careful. Very low for crosses. Well, accurate crosses specifically. Middle of the park for general stuff. Top 7 for accurate passes is very, very nice. Very low number of touches in the opposition box, which is, I don't really know what we can take from that. It's more of a pointless stat in this example, I guess. But they're not really intricate. Again, high number of long balls, low number of touches. They just try to be hyper efficient and just get the job done. What else have we got? Middle, reasonable for tackles. Let's go and have a look at their recent form.
Well, a recent form is flicking superb, isn't it?
Let's not look at that.
Well, I mean, we kind of got to. So let's go and have a look at, for Jimmy's sake, Fulham. So
Against
we've
West
got
Ham.
Fulham against West Ham. 5-0.
Fulham. You know what it is, Alex? If you look at the last 4 games, I think the Liverpool game was a freak game because I think that they should have actually come away with something there. They beat Wolves, and then the last 2 are scary. I know Forest are up and down, but West Ham...
I'd probably say that whole page is scary. So they beat Ipswich, which they should be. A narrow 1-0 defeat to Man United. And Man United were scraping results. Aston Villa are a very well put together side. And I'm pretty sure every single game week that goes by, our opening game of the season seems like an absolute stellar win because Aston Villa are smashing everyone. Yeah. Then they beat a competent Wolves side. They put 3 past Liverpool at Anfield. Then they absolutely trounced Forest, which, in my opinion, I thought they were on a more level playing field together. They absolutely annihilated them. And then they put 5 past West Ham and scored 10 goals in those 2 fixtures. Fair enough, both were at Craven Cottage, but that is we played West Ham. We didn't batter West Ham. They're a good side. They had an absolute shocker. I mean, and again, it's the same lineup, but it's got Willian in, who's obviously taken a knock there in this game. It's a settled lineup. They've got a good shape, a good system, hard workers, decent technical players. They know what they're about. They've got a style. They're picking points up left, right, and centre. And again,
Alex, somebody who's come bang into form for them after being left out for the start of the season is Tom Kearney, the captain. He's come back and is playing brilliantly.
And a goal against us as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're all doing it. Tom Kearney there, put in 8.4 with a goal against Forest. They're doing incredible. I honestly, I was concerned about Fulham. Early days when we did our season preview, it was highly expected that Paulinho was going to disappear to Bayern Munich. So I predicted Fulham to be one of the strugglers of the season because I didn't think Raul Jimenez was a reasonable. I didn't think it was a good enough replacement for Mitrovic leaving. I didn't think Willian would be able to carry on as he did, and I thought Pellegrini was gone. So I just thought with those factors, I thought they were gone. I genuinely thought they were really going to struggle this season. They were going to be down bottom end of the table. However, Paulinho stayed. They brought in reasonably good players. I think Iwobi was a solid buy. I think people give him too much criticism. I think he's not a bad player at all. And Jimenez has obviously started to play himself into some good form, high technical level, very intelligent player, good movement. And it's just working. And we've really got to be careful because they're a team, they're going to be well up for this. This is probably the best time in the entire season for Fulham's players for them. Like if they had to pick any point in the season, it'd be right now because we're struggling, we're tired, we're a little bit frustrated of our run of form. Everything is clicking for them right now. They're enjoying their football. Everybody's chipping in with goals. They've scored 14 goals in 3 games. So, I mean, the more I talk about this, the more nervous I'm getting about it, to be completely honest. They are a good side, and no easy games in the Premier League. Yeah, quick, get it off the screen. We don't want to see that anymore.
They've got some very good players. I mean, Jimmy, what do you reckon? Anybody you're particularly worried about for Fulham?
I've always been a Jimenez fan.
Yeah.
It was great to see him last week scoring a goal with his head. But it would probably be the one for me. If he's a really streaky player.
Yeah.
And he seems like he's playing with a lot of confidence now. Is Reams suspended?
I don't know. He wasn't on that.
He must be because he's a staple part of that side, so I'm guessing he must be.
Right, so injured and suspended for Fulham, Tyrese Francois, Tim Ream, Stephen Andres Benda, Rodrigo Muniz, Issa Diop, and Adama Traore. I'm not repeating that again. He has a cruciate ligament, Billy, so leave him alone.
I keep forgetting Adama Traore's at Fulham. I keep forgetting that, but
hamstring doubtful. And I won't read our injury list because
let's not.
Time in the show. So.
By the way, guys, we'll be opening up the lines very shortly for you to come on and join the 4 of us and have your say. We want to know how you think the game's going to go tomorrow. So, as usual, like we did, we've done a couple of times now. We'll get you on for the last part of the show, and you can give us your match predictions, a couple of minutes each, and then we move on to the next one. So, I'm very intrigued to see what you guys have got to say tonight. But we will do the first draw. This is obviously for the Jackie Milburn, picture. And here we go. Can you see that on the screen, guys?
Oh yes.
Here we go. Who is going to be the first winner of the night? It is Chippers.
Oh, God.
Would you believe it? Chippers. Let us know in the comments that you know you've won, matey, and we will soon move on.
He says, can you swap it for Jenna Jameson?
Yeah, lots of tissues on Chipper's floor. Waiting for Chipper's confirming that he's won. Still not there. Chippers, you've got 30 seconds left, Chippers. I bet he's swanned off on another show, somewhere.
He won't be because Pete's not on till 8, so he should be. It could be anyway. You never know with Chippers, do you?
Well, I mean,
you know how the mood takes him at times.
Well, there he is. He's here. Chippers, send me an email, mate. In the subject, put Jackie Milburn photo and send me your address, matey, and we will get that sent to you straight away. Now, something very, very special. It would be special if I could find where I've put them. Bear with me a moment. Talk among yourselves.
What do we think it's going to be?
What the prize?
Now, these are perfect Christmas presents, guys. These are perfect Christmas presents. For yourselves or for the family or whatever. We have this Newcastle United official 2024 calendar. So there you go. All the players on the back there. Even Toon Army, even though he's not going to play till the end of 2024, but
Botman say got August by any chance?
November, Billy. Funny enough, so he'll be back playing when he's. That's a good.
Yeah, they did that well, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. They've thought about that quite well. Toon Army's on in November, so he will be back playing. So to win that, let's see what should we put for this one. Alex, what hashtag should they put for this?
Hashtag calendar.
Oh, okay. Alex, people spell calendar wrong. They sometimes go DER or DAR. You've already put hashtag
Just
calendar.
spell it right then. It's
That's
fine.
shocking. Okay, we'll go with that then.
Well, I was thinking of hashtag Tenali, but I thought that was a bit rude. So,
Alex, I haven't even put the guys. I haven't even started it yet. You're wasting all your bloody votes, man. Oh dear me.
Tonside updates, you're not a member, so there's no point in you doing it anyway.
we're gonna have to do it again. He's not pressed go yet. Wait.
As soon as I say go, that's when it's available. It's not counting any votes at the minute because there's nobody. I haven't even pressed go. Start. So, right. Start. Oh, actually, it has. It's got 36 entries already. There you go.
Fine.
Have you
It must
spelled
pick
it
the
right?
channel straight away.
Yeah, you have.
It must pick up previous ones.
Of course, I spelled it right, Billy. What? Jesus Christ!
Well, because the bloody audio sign's over the R, so it looks like you spelled it CALENDA. Calendar.
A calendar.
I'm really concerned about the amount of people spelling it wrong.
People are spelling it wrong. It is not spelled DER. It is DAR.
I had so much faith in you all.
Spelling it wrong. What's a piss kick?
I knew this would
Might be the most
Honestly.
fucked up giveaway I've ever seen.
What did you want me to put? A hashtag?
Stephen, you're not a member,
Like,
and you
keep
put
it
hashtag
simple.
Callum Wilson for F7.
I think he's taking the piss, Billy. I think he's taking the Mickey. Right, shall we open the lines up to people to come on and
Let's do it.
have their
Hashtag
say?
dyslexia, Irani Granny is not an entry.
Yes, absolutely. But if you spelled it wrong, you won't win. Simple as that. Right. Let me just do this.
Colander.
Colander.
Oh, Colander, yeah.
Colander.
We'll have to sit through these, I reckon.
No.
It won't. It'll pick up the wrong spell. If it's spelt wrong, it won't get in. Stop! It's going too fast. The chat. I can't pin the chat, man.
Oh God.
I'm trying to pin the link and it's not letting me.
It must have worked because PD's on.
Jesus Christ, he's like a bloody. Yeah, it's
He
in the
is.
chat. It just won't let me bloody pin
You
it.
instantly.
All right, with you.
I'll try again. Hopefully, you might let me this time. Oh no, it's took me to the. I pressed the button instead of actually pinning the message. Right, that should be pinned at the top of the chat now. So if you want to join us on the show, it's pinned. Right, let's get PD on straight away. Good evening, Pete.
All right.
I'm not sure what's going on with your camera. You got a disco going on in front of you, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord. There's a dodgy wire there, Peter.
That's it.
So one there.
That's it. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Oh,
Oh. Are you still there, Pete?
yeah, I'm just trying to sort this camera out.
Yeah, your camera's gone, but we can still hear you. What do you want to say?
It's a must-win game. The more in it, pretty much.
Yeah, it is a big game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think going into the game? I mean, obviously we're hit with injuries again.
It's a bit of a worry in it. I mean, I'm nervous about the goalkeeper situation as well.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to give Karius a chance. I'm not. I don't think I'm not confident with Dubravka at the moment. Just
What
really
is it
not.
about Dubravka that you're worried about?
He's just like slow, and he's not trying to use his hands a lot of the time. He's not trying to make himself look big.
Just not trying to use his hands a lot. Well, that's definitely
Well,
a bad
no.
defect for a
That's
goalkeeper.
That's a big criminal for a goalkeeper.
Not in like one-on-one situations.
Yeah.
Well, that last week was when he went with his feet was mental, wasn't it? Really.
Just wrong move completely. Magpies says John Parrott won the first thing, now joined by Tony Mio. He does look like Tony Mio. Have you had that before, Peter?
Yeah,
I haven't had Tony Mia, but I've had John Parrott when it comes to a Chippers lookalike.
So Peter, your camera's giving me epilepsy, mate. So do you want to? What's your prediction for tomorrow?
I'm going to say 3-1 Newcastle. I'm still going to have the confidence as we always do. We're at home. We've still got a good record in the league at home. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, listen, mate, go and get your camera sorted. Pete's on at 8 o'clock tonight for his football show. So head across to Peter's channel after this one and have a good laugh on that show for the rest of your Friday night. So, Peter, we'll see you at 8 o'clock, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, probably see that.
Can I just mention a quick thing as well? Somebody said we'll be the best team in the UK before 2027. David, mate, we were better than everybody else outside England when Rafa Benitez was in charge. If we lost to Celtic under Rafa, I'd have been disappointed. And what else is there? The Welsh Premier League. Most of the best Welsh teams play in the English pyramid anyway, like Cardiff and Swansea. Wrexham, if that counts.
Absolutely. Right. Let's do this giveaway, shall we, for the first calendar. 93 entries. Here we go. I need to get a drum roll. I need to get some sort of drum roll sound effect going on when we do this draw. And the winner is Dorch Mag. Dorch Mag, you have won. Can you put in the chat that you know you've won? You have 1 minute to do so. I feel like when we do this, we need to get the countdown music, Billy. But the problem is we'd get we get copyrighted, unfortunately. Yeah, never mind. I'm sure Suzanne can come up with some countdown music somewhere along the line. Dorch Mag is there. Well done, Dorch Mag. You have won the calendar. Congratulations. Please put your email in with calendar or large calendar, actually, because I'll explain why. Large calendar in the subject, and then your address, please, and we'll get that sent to you. Right. Next prize before we bring our next guest on. And this is a desktop calendar. So if you have a desk or you know at work or something like that, you have a desktop calendar there on the back. It's actually on the back is all the old players. So the likes of Kabai's on there, Les Ferdinand's on there, Andy Cole's on there. All the legends are on this one, and that's why it's called the Premier League Legends Newcastle United calendar. So there you go. That is a desktop calendar. Billy, what is the hashtag for this one, mate?
Hashtag legend.
Well, thank you. Back at you. So there you go. Hashtag legend, and that is all lowercase, please. LEGEND, legend. And that is now open to members. Get going in the chat. Hashtag legend. Let's bring out. We've got Barbara waiting. We've got Susan waiting. We got Derek. We may as well get this over with. Good evening, Derek. How are you, me old mucker?
I'm fine, thank you. Aye.
Good.
Welcome to the Miggy Criticize-a-thon.
Oh, shut your face. Get on with it. What do you want to say tonight? Hey, we've been positive tonight on this show. It's been a very positive show.
Well, let's stay positive and let's stick with Dubravka as well.
Really?
Because one of the reasons that Dubravka has been one of the reasons it's been given for him letting the goals in is that he's come in cooled, and the back four aren't getting used to him.
Yeah.
So, on that basis, bringing another cooled goalkeeper in is not going to do us any good at all.
Okay.
Point. Well, having
Jimmy, go on.
Well, it would be nice to have a keeper that would come off his line.
I just think the criticism of Dubs is over the top. People are taking the Man U little escapade into account too much. Bear in mind, he was Northeast Player of the Year 2 years ago. Just remember that.
Yeah, but that's 2 years ago, Derek. We're talking about now, though, aren't we?
I'm not going to deny that Pope's better than him, because he is. But, for example, on Wednesday night, his distribution was excellent.
Listen, I
agree with that.
Yeah, I think me and Billy have said that in commentary that his distribution hasn't been a problem. I'm just concerned,
and that's Pope's problem. So you give one quality up for another quality,
Yeah,
the
but
main,
shots,
the main quality is keeping the ball out of the net, Derek, and he can't do it.
shot stopping is more important.
And
I mean,
he stopped shot.
when Dubravka, either the shot misses entirely or it's in the back of the net. There's no in between.
Mm.
Well,
I mean,
that's the same. Surely that's the same for any shot.
Has he even made a save? He spent more time picking the ball out of the back of the net.
Well, let's go to Stato for that at the minute, but you'll have a very small sample to choose from. If you go back to when he was Player of the Year, you'll know he made plenty saves that kept us in the Premiership.
Yeah, but we know now. I mean,
that's
if you look at the
nice.
sample size we've got to go on, it's too many goals conceded, and you have to change something, whether it's a tactic or a player change. Something's got to change because it's too many goals conceded.
What we've got to do is start finishing what dinners. We're missing far too many simple chances.
No, I agree with you there. However,
and who's been most guilty of that though, Derek?
Well, I know what you're going to say. Obviously,
no. I'm being look.
In the last three games, you could argue that he should have done better at Everton when he was through.
Yeah,
he should have used his right foot against Milan. I'm not denying. Listen, I'm not saying that Miggy is an elite player. I never have said that. But what I'm saying is, he's the best that we've got.
He is. Well, yeah, you're right with that. I mean,
right now, unless you're going to spend your budget getting a new right winger, which is going to cost you for to get a top free scoring, assist creating right winger, you're going to spend 90 million. And even if you spend 90 million, you could get an Anthony who's doing nothing. You could get a Mudrich who's doing nothing.
Good point.
Unless you can buy, if you could go and get a Saka, for example, fantastic. But we're not going to be able to do that. Instead of worrying about Miggy, which would be getting a quality striker.
Finishing our dinner isn't going to help this run of form. If we'd have finished a couple of chances, Spurs scored 4 goals. If we'd have finished a couple more chances, Everton scored 3.
Yeah, but Alex, if we scored certain times in those games, it can be very
exactly the game. It's not like for like, you know. There's multiple factors come into it.
Yeah,
multiple factors, and if you get a 2-goal lead, it's completely different to a 1-goal lead.
That's true.
So Derek,
we miss chances against Wolves, we miss chances against West Ham.
We did.
So what would you change then to stop us conceding? Would you change a tactic, change a defender, change a goalkeeper? What would you change, or would you change nothing?
I think the problem is in midfield.
Midfield.
I think the problem we haven't got a decent DM.
Right.
And if I was spending big money in January, I'd be looking for. What I would do is I would go to Saudi and get a loan of either Mane or Mahrez, and I would buy a proper DM. I wouldn't mind Phillips. Phillips will do a great job for us, I reckon. But Paulinho would be my. Paulinho would be my.
He's going to be expensive.
Well, Fulham
What I'm saying, you've got to start spending money instead of spending it on promise. You've got to start spending it on somebody who's going to go into the first team straight away and improve it.
Well, that was the Tonali bet, wasn't it? But poor choice of words there. That was the gamble, whatever it was.
Yeah. No. But what I'm saying is, sadly, with FFP, we can't spend what we'd like to spend. And for me, getting an upgrade on Miggy is not the thing we need to be doing.
I agree with you. I think that can wait a year.
Exactly.
I agree with you.
So I agree. We do need to harping on about his deficiencies is not going to help anything. What we need is a striker who can finish his dinner and a DM who can start putting some performances in to defend the back four.
Yeah. So last question, Derek. If Gordon doesn't make it tomorrow, who do you play up in the front three?
Well, I would put Joey Linton on the left,
right,
Miggy on the right, obviously, and I'd prefer to see Wilson again. because and with the option of Isaac coming off the bench, because Isaac's been, I don't care what anybody says, he's been poor for the last 6 games.
So
The one little spark he showed when he got that left wing run against Everton, I thought, oh, here we go again, get in. But it's just not happening for him. And I don't know whether that's
thought that on Wednesday night when he came
or whatever.
Yeah, there were a couple of moments on the left against Milan, but
couple. He had one, Alex, in the first 5 minutes. He was only playing.
There were
He
three,
over the
but he
pond.
got
I thought,
fouled
he's
in
up.
two
He's
of
up.
them.
Well, put it this way: Isaac's missed more good chances than what Miggy's missed in the last 6
I
games.
don't think there's a lot in it, really. I think they both missed a lot of chances.
Yeah,
Right.
well, exactly. But the point, all I'm saying is, with our limited spend, right wing is not a priority for me at the minute.
Okay. What's your prediction for tomorrow, then, Derek?
I'm hoping for a 1-0.
1-0. Close game again.
But the thing is, if we could just get that second goal, we could quite possibly go on and score 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because it gives them that psychological boost. And with the 12th man of the crowd has been so important for for the 2 years that Eddie's been there.
Yeah,
it's so fingers crossed.
Right. Well, listen, Derek, thank you very much. I know we have opposing opinions, but that's what football's all about.
I love it, man. I love it.
We still love you, Derek. Thank you very much for coming on. We'll speak to you next week, buddy.
See you later, pal.
All right. Good night, buddy. Good night. Top man. He is a top man, is Derek. He's got some very strong opinions, but haven't we all as Newcastle fans? And at the end of the day, that is what it's all about. Chappers, thank you for your $4.99. This is 9 goals in 3 games. Would it have been the same with Pope in goal?
No.
I'm not sure it would. No. Right, before we bring Susan on, we will do the latest draw. So here we go, guys. Who is going to be the winner of the desktop calendar? Just saw Stato pop up there. That's him gone. Oh, he come out again twice. And the winner is Warren Orton. Warren, well done, buddy. Can you let us know in the chat that you're still here and you know you've won? You've got 1 minute to do so, or we will draw it again. Those are the rules of the Toon Review giveaways. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I'll get copyrighted for humming it, won't I? I don't know.
No, you'll be all right. You can hum it.
Warren's there. Well done, matey. Send me an email with your address, buddy, and in the subject, put desktop calendar. Right. Where's my bag of tricks? We have another one to give away, the big one. So this is the next one. Jimmy, what should the hashtag be for this one?
We can't see it. We haven't seen it yet. What is it?
It's the calendar.
I haven't
It's
seen
the
it.
big calendar again.
Oh, what?
Oh, big
Anything you
big
want.
calendar. Hashtag big calendar. It has to be
Jesus
spelled right.
Okay.
Or Stato's gonna go crazy.
I had full faith that people could spell.
Right. Okay. So there you go, guys. Big calendar. All in lowercase. BIGCALENDAR. Get going, guys. Hashtag big calendar. And that will keep running for around about 5 minutes. While that's going on, we will bring Susan in. Good evening.
Good evening.
What's
Hello, how are you doing? All right.
Yes. Who is the special guest alongside you?
My name is Finley, and
Hello.
I've got some hot takes about Newcastle.
Oh, hot
cakes
cakes.
or hot takes?
Oh,
Hot takes.
I was going to say, don't mention cakes. Billy will be jumping on you.
Right.
yeah.
What would you like to say?
Right. First off, I'm happy we're out the Champions League.
Okay.
That's him, not me. Because we cannot take that pressure. Too many injuries.
Okay. Yeah. Good point. Good point.
I'll leave the rest to the man.
Okay. Well, it's a very good point. That a lot of people have said, Alex, that we're out the Champions League. It'll give us a good run in the second half of the season.
Me and Billy spoke about this on the podcast the other night. I don't know.
Hang on, Alex. Can I just interrupt you, Barbara? You're putting your hashtags inside the StreamYard chat, not on the YouTube chat. It has to go on YouTube chat. You put hashtag legend and hashtag big calendar in the private chat of StreamYard. It needs to go on YouTube. Sorry, Alex, carry on.
Yeah, I mentioned this to Billy the other night. Knockout games aren't until January. We'll have players back by that point, and then I'm sure we'll recruit more. I'm absolutely certain we will. So I think we would have been fine by the time the next game's rolled around anyway. And so there's fewer games, so it's just a shame. At least Europa League, something, just more for the fans, more TV revenue, more experience for the players. And I'm disappointed. I want us to be in Europe.
Interesting. Well, I think the young man talks more sense than you, Alex. So, Susan, what would you like to say tonight?
Just, I was watching on Wednesday and loved how he attacked the first half. With, the right front foot attacking football that we should be proud of. And I just think that when people are looking at decisions that are made, you're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. If you lose, it's you should have done this, you should have done that. But with the limited resources that we had, I thought we went to win the game. I thought Isak played really well when he came on in the position that he came in. And I just think the team, the manager.
Can I just pull you up on the Isak one? What did he do that impressed you, Susan? Because obviously he had that shot when he came on in the first 5 minutes, and we all thought, yeah, he's really up for this. But he seemed to disappear. What did you see different?
I just thought that, when you've got someone like Anthony Gordon on the wing, and you've got to replace him, I just thought it was a really good substitution, because I don't know what it is recently when he's been, I don't know if it's like a form, if it's the groin injury that with his running, that he's struggling when he's running, but I just thought he suited his position more. And I thought he gave us something a little bit different. Given the limited, there was no one really that you could in that sort of a night. Who else would you put on, Paul? Who would you have put on?
Listen, I think the substitution was the right one. I think for me, Isak is a left-sided player, and I didn't have a problem with that substitution at all. And I did actually think that Isak was up for it when he came on. He had that shot, he cut inside, and he hit it. That's what I love to see from Isak. But he disappeared. He disappeared after that, and then not tracking back for the goal when he was just jogging back. I think that's annoyed a lot of supporters in the way he didn't bust a gut to get back. But if he is carrying this groin injury, then it is obviously hampering him, and you can see it. Obviously we're not privy to it. We don't know if it's definitely, that injury. Eddie did mention that he's still not fully fit. But my worry is if they keep playing Isak with a groin injury, it completely tears and he's out for the rest of the season. That's my worry about playing injured players. And I know he's down to the bare bones, but like me and Billy said the other night, sometimes he's going to have to call the kids up or risk one of our bigger players being out for a really long stretch of time. And, we can't do with Isak being out that long. But if we go in tomorrow, I mean, obviously Derek mentioned playing Joe Linton on the left. Would you start Isak if Gordon's not there?
We haven't got the likes of a Barnes or I think it would be a good shout, to be honest. I think your last caller, I forgot, is it Derek? Caller?
Yeah.
He was saying, sometimes you need to play into a position for a while before, you get used to it and things start to gel. So I think he looked good there. Like he's he looks like he's running into some bad form, which can happen to players. So I think it might potentially work. I think it's something he can do. Don't think we've got many other options, to be honest, because Harvey Barnes is still injured.
Yeah, yes.
But another thing I wanted to kind of pick up on is just with Eddie Howe in the interview today and talking about external noise. And I just think we need to be thankful that we've got a manager, despite I just don't know what you could do in that position to change it. If we'd have kept the same 11 players on the pitch, would be knocking them for that. There's just if you give kids a shot and they mess it up, it's gonna potentially. Here's my husband who's on the Alexa because he's trying to ring me.
Hello.
Now you're on the team review, sweetheart.
Hello.
He's gone. Finley just fucked
Do you
him up.
think that, just before you go, Susan, do you think that
He's asking if I want anything from the shop.
Oh, well, you know, we'll
Always.
always, yeah. Do you think that comment was aimed at the fans or whether it was aimed at the media?
I think media. I think we need to be proud and that we've got such a manager that has made so much of players like Joe Linton. The list goes on, the players that he's improved, and people often say, you know, he's a great coach. Can he take us to the next level? I absolutely believe that we've got a team spirit, and we're going to grow, and we're going to grow in the right way. With FFP, we can't do what Man City did and just buy everybody, because that's not possible. So we're doing things the right way, and I just think as fans, we've all got to kind of, and I'm not saying not to knock them when you disagree with something, but I just think if we had a defensive manager like Mourinho, that I've heard that we might be after Mourinho, that is absolutely not the kind of football that I think represents our city. I genuinely don't. I think I just think we're so lucky, and I think time will tell. And once we build back, we've got we will. I'm in Amanda's camp. I think we will win a lot, and I kind of want to see it with the right characters, and I'd rather do it that way than buy a team to eventually gel. I'd rather do it the way we're doing it.
So what's your prediction for tomorrow then, Susan?
Oh, I think we'll absolutely want to prove a point tomorrow.
Brilliant. What's the score?
It's a difficult one because I don't know what the score. Well, go on, Finn. What's your score prediction? 2-1.
Yes. Right, guys. Thank you very much for coming on. We'll speak to you soon.
Thank you. Night, guys.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Right, we've got four waiting, so we'll rattle through these because obviously we'll get them back on a proper fan forum. We'll just do the draw for this calendar. Mary Queen Mary's donated 5 Toon Review memberships. They've gone to Nathan 888, Elliot Harris, David McDonald. Anybody else got them? Abeluga and Mansell Hansel. You've all been gifted 5 memberships from Mary.
I'm just going to call Chippers out backstage. What are you eating, dude? Proper munching on something there.
Well, he's always munching, isn't he? He's always munching. Right, so let's do the draw for this.
He's got dairy milk. Of course he has.
Of course he has. Right, here we go. Draw. And the winner is...
John Sinclair.
Julie J. Julie J, who is, of course, one of our mods. Well done, Julie. Obviously, I don't need to wait until she confirms because she's just clapped Mary for giving 5 memberships. So well done, Julie J. You are the winner. Right. Final prize of the night. I'm sure I've got some more to do. Oh, actually, no. Right, well, I'm going to do 2 draws because we're pushed for time tonight. I've got another.
He's got loads.
I've got another 2 of these Premier League legends to give away. These 2 calendars, and I'm going to pick the hashtag now because you lot are bloody mental. So we'll do 2 draws for this, and
2 calendars.
Just bear with me. Okay, right. Okay, so that's up and running now. And the hashtag to win these calendars, it's members only again, is hashtag Paul is not negative. All one word, hashtag Paul is not negative. So there you go. Get going, guys. Meanwhile, we will bring Barbara. Good evening, Barbara.
I'm typing in me oath.
Well, please don't put it in the StreamYard chat like you've been doing because you stand no chance to win. Are you in Santa's Grotto, Barbara?
I'm very festive tonight.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you look like you Santa's little helper there.
I put in an effort tonight. Like that's what I am.
Right, we're going to rattle through these last four quickly, Barbara, because obviously we're pushed for time. What's your main point?
Just hope that we play like we did against Man United, and we'll be grand. You know that was our last home game in the Premier League. Yeah. I was at that match and I really enjoyed it. So if we play like that, we should be okay. It's really tough though. We're all the players missing. It's really, really tough for Eddie to pick a decent side. You know, but I'm just hoping that we just play better than we have been playing, and we have to stop missing our chances. You know that we've been missing really easy chances. So please God, that will change. And
do you want to see goalkeeping change tomorrow, Barbara?
I'd like to see Clarius playing. Yeah, I think he's a better keeper. The bracket is too hesitant. He doesn't know where he's going. He goes and he comes back again. He backs out and he goes again.
Alex, you're fired.
What's he up to?
Oh, he's just typed in Paul is negative.
Yeah.
Paul is passionate, Alex, not negative.
I'm going for 2-1 to us.
You're going 2-1 to us, and who's going to get the goals, Barbara?
Isaac mightn't even play. Wilson. And
both of them?
Probably.
Okay. Right. Well, thank you for coming on, Barbara. And listen, we'll see you on the proper fight. We'll be doing the Face the Lads next week again.
I've been upstaged. I thought I'd top it with a Christmas jumper, and she's completely destroyed me.
Oh, you've been blown out of the water, mate. I mean,
Christmas tree and everything.
Well, when we do our Christmas special, Barbara, we'll get you on because obviously it really does look like Santa's grotto there. So we'll get you on for a bit of a festive cheer. Take care, Barbs.
Okay, right.
Good night.
Back on. Yeah. See you.
So that was Barbara. We'll quickly get on to Chippers, who is looks as if he's just seen a ghost. Chippers, what's your point? What's your main point, matey?
My main point is I think we're going to fucking smash somebody again. I think, you take the last two games out of it, we're still being creating with chances. It's just we're not taking them.
Yeah.
I think this Fulham game reminds me of exactly the Fulham game at home last season where we just come off losing the cup final, losing to Man City, losing to Liverpool. It was a game where we just had to get the 3 points, and I think the more is just that. Performance is irrelevant. If you get the 3 points, get the confidence levels going, go from there. It's like we're starting again, so I think we'll win tomorrow.
Jimmy, do you think we're due to smash somebody?
Yes. We need it's time for us to have a game where everything goes in our favor. I could easily see a 4-1 tomorrow.
Yeah.
If for nothing else, just the gods, soccer gods give us a break.
Well, I hope you're right, Jimmy. Chippers, what's your prediction, mate?
3-1.
And who's your goal scorers?
I think Bruno's due one. I think Joe Litton will get another one. And I'm going to go for Wilson because he's due one as well, so that'll set up nicely for the cup game.
Well, I hope you're right, matey. I'll let you get back to your food. Thanks for coming on. We'll see you on the proper Face of the Lads next week, matey.
Take care.
Night. So that was Chippers. AIP Young. Surely that's not an AI version of Paul Young, Billy, is it? The singer?
You never know.
Drop me an email, please, if you can, and then we'll get something sorted. Thank you very much for the offer.
Paul, can I just mention something? Because it's been John's messaged it twice.
I've just seen that. Yeah.
You see it.
No, we haven't received a super chat, John, at all. I'm looking at the list now. There's nothing there, mate. So I'm not sure what's happened with that. Definitely haven't received a super chat from you, John. Not sure what's happened there. I've just looked at the actual list. There's nothing. Don't know what's happened there. That could be a YouTube problem, though. Sometimes it's a little bit strange. Paul, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. I'm good.
What's your point?
I'm a bit concerned that he's going to start Dan Burn over Lewis Hall at the weekend.
Right, we haven't actually spoke about that. Who's going to come in at left back? Yeah,
he is.
What do you think? What do you think's going on with Lewis Hall, Paul?
I'm not sure, but I think it's unfair on Lewis Hall because I feel like he could have been at a championship club, potentially developing. and instead he's up here not getting game time when we absolutely need someone like him to have game time. Because we're spread thin in midfield and at the full-back positions.
Do you think Hall should have come on Wednesday, Paul, to give us more going forward?
I would have said, experience-wise, I'm not sure. Like Dan Burn was the more steady choice, but I feel like Hall could have offered something with a bit more energy in terms of attacking.
I actually think Lewis Hall will play tomorrow. I think he'll play tomorrow.
You think Lewis Hall will play tomorrow?
I think he will, yeah. I don't think he can risk playing Dan Burn tomorrow and Tuesday with his injury, and Lewis Hall can't play Tuesday, can he? So,
can I just mention though? You said about minutes for development.
Yeah,
he gave Miley the minutes. He's assessed Miley in training, and he's gone, right, you're good enough.
Yeah, exactly.
In you go. So, is it that we're not? Is there something that we don't know in training? Maybe he doesn't think he's ready to go and do what Miley's just done. It's not that he's just not picking him. It's that maybe he's not ready.
That's what I'm thinking. Like I'm thinking there must be something there that's going on. Like he just mustn't be good enough. He might not be fit enough to play our style fully yet.
Are you sure it's not just Livramento came in and was just absolutely ridiculous for
some players don't suit the manager. I mean, Billy's made a point before. Well. Billy's made a point before of saying
he recruited him.
Well, this is the thing. Was it Eddie Howe or was it Dan Ashworth? Is he an Eddie Howe signing?
I do feel like they're very involved all together. You saw the documentary.
We're just putting it out there, Alex. That's all. Just saying,
Yeah, but the documentary has proved, because we saw the owners, including Eddie, in all the decision making in regards to transfers. So I would be shocked if that's changed to now. He's still going to be directly involved, surely.
I highly doubt they would neglect Eddie's opinion on it, to be honest.
Well, Derek says there, Eddie patently doesn't rate him yet and would rather spend the 28 million quid elsewhere. It's interesting.
I mean, that's a guess. None of us know.
Absolutely not. Alex said, think it should be a draw for everyone for the second calendar. Alex, there's a reason we have memberships. And sometimes we do members giveaway. We do viewer giveaways, but the majority of them are for members. For obvious reasons, they support the every month kind of support the channel. I know everybody can't do it, but that's why we have viewer giveaways at other times as well. Paul, what's your prediction tomorrow, bud?
I think we're due to smash anyone, and I think it's going to be 3-0.
And who's your scorers?
Jolinton, Almiron, and Wilson.
I hope you're right, matey. I hope you're right. We'll hopefully see you on Face the Fans next week, buddy.
More certainly.
All right, mate. Good night.
See you in the bit, lads.
And our final caller of the night is Ryan from French Canada. How are you doing, bud?
All good. How are you guys?
Not too
bad.
That
red shirt in the background?
Yes, it's a Bayern Munich shirt.
I've always had that.
Yeah,
yes. Okay.
I got the Newcastle, don't worry.
It always sets alarm bells off when I can see a red shirt.
Why, you think it's Nottingham Forest?
No, you can't see behind the seat because that contains all the chains and whips in the dungeon. Anyway, what's your point tonight, Ryan?
Yeah, it's more about I feel like there's complacency coming in the fan base saying, "Oh, look where we've come from. We weren't expected to be here." But I think expectations change, and the fact is, we had the chance to qualify for Champions League still in the knockouts last night. Dortmund did us a favor, and we just couldn't do it. And then, I feel like we should just be demanding more and saying,
hello,
we get punched, and what? We get punched, but we get back up again. We don't just throw the towel and we go again. And
we did do that.
There's a song
we
in
pushed for the win.
Well, yeah,
we didn't want the Europa League. Basically, the coaching staff went, sod the Europa League. We want to win this game. We want the Champions League. We threw all of our chips on the table with a gamble, and we lost.
I'm fully with that, by the way.
We just got caught on the counter because we wanted Champions League. They made the call to say, right, we would rather have Champions League or nothing. They made the call, didn't work, but it's always been the ethos of the club going back into the 90s with just attack. We don't care. We want to win everything, and it's been this way for quite a long time. It didn't work, but
you'll find the email near the bottom of the description. If you just scroll down, it's near the bottom of there, matey. Ryan, sorry to cut you short, matey, but what's the score going to be tomorrow?
Oh, fine. I'm going to say 1-1.
1-1?
Why?
Yeah.
You're no fun.
Against Fulham at home. We are at home, aren't we? Pretty sure we're
Yeah.
at home.
What happens where like a team will come or like team will score bang and form like a lot of goals and then like it might just be a bit of a slump. I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, we can't really be hypercritical on his prediction there. Fulham have scored 10 goals in 2 games.
Not giving our
it's going to
recent
be
results, yeah.
They can't just continue. I think it'll just come off.
Yeah.
I think Callum Wilson will score.
Who?
Wilson. Both
right.
Wilsons. Harry and Callum will score, I think.
Oh. Well, Ryan, thank you very much for coming on. I will slate you in the WhatsApp group for that prediction. But we'll hopefully see you on Face the Fans, matey. Have a good night.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Take care, bud.
Cheers, Ryan.
So that was Ryan. And finally now we... what's Barbara still backstage for? I think she's on a little bit of the Christmas tipple in Santa's grotto by the looks of things. Right, let's do the final 2 draws for these desktop calendars. Here we go for the first one. And the winner is Maccas. Maccas, you have won a calendar, so can you let us know in the chat that you're still here and you know you've won? You've got 1 minute. So, Maccas, you are the winner. And again, we need this suspense music while we're waiting.
Nathan says, Geordie Journos were told post-press conference that Hall is expected to become a Newcastle player.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah,
why, I don't know why he said it in the first place. Then in the actual press conference.
Well, exactly. It's a bit. It's strange, isn't it? Because it does come out with some real strange things at times, Eddie Howe, in his press conferences, and you kind of. What's the point of saying that? Maccas is still here. Well done, Maccas. Send me an email, please. In the subject, put desktop calendar, and then your address in the main part of the email, and we will get that sent to you. Right, here we go again. The second winner.
I'm pretty sure I didn't enter this, but my name came up. Interesting.
Yes.
I'll take it.
Cider Eater.
Worry.
Cider Eater, you have won. John Mitchison, thank you for another $9.99 super chat. He says, another super chat. It's cost me a fortune, lol. I live in IOM and can't donate over there, so I'm here in Newcastle on a break with my full stop. Well, I hope you and Full Stop have a brilliant time in Newcastle.
We got another Manxman. Thank you.
Cider Eater's here, so well done, Cider Eater. Send me an email. In the subject, please put desktop calendar and then, of course, your address, and we will get that sent to you. Right. Tomorrow, folks, we have Matchday Live. We go from 2:30 p.m. tomorrow. Newcastle United, of course, at home to Fulham. Commentary from me and Billy Bob. That we will go on air from 2:30 with Matchday Live. We don't call it watch-alongs anymore. We're a bit more upmarket now. Matchday Live for full commentary of the game with me and Billy. Stato will be joining us for his analysis at halftime, full-time. You'll get the podcast for Patreon at full-time and myself with immediate reaction over on YouTube as well. So lots to look forward to tomorrow on the Toon Review. But finally, before we go, it is predictions from us. Jimmy.
4-2.
And who's the scorers?
Bruno, Wilson, Miggy, and Longstaff.
Interesting. Billy Bob?
I think we'll be hanging on by the seat of our pants for the last 20 minutes, but I think we'll win 3-2. I think we'll go into a 3-0 lead. They'll pull one back, pull another one back, and then it'll be seat of our pants time. The 3-2 to Newcastle.
So, guys, what Billy is saying is make sure you empty your bowels before you sit down to watch the game or listen to us, because it could be one of those games. Who did you say was going to score, Billy?
I'm going to say Bruno, Almiron to get one, and Jamal Lascelles from a corner.
Oh, okay. It's going to turn into the Botman. This everybody predicting themselves. Alex?
2-1. I think again, we'll actually take a 2-0 lead and be confident. Because again, we were really, really good in the first hour against AC Milan. I think we'll be similar, but I think we'll run out of steam and they'll get a goal back and it will be nervy. I think Joe Linton will get one because he's in a great run of form at the moment. And one of Mickey's shots has got to go in eventually. It has to.
It does, yeah. I'm going 3-1. I think we're going to win the game comfortably. I don't want to see us. I mean, I don't know whether that's my heart rule in my head there, but I just don't want another close game. But I think 3-1. And I think Joe Linton's going to score again. And I believe Miggy will get 2. You heard it here first. So there you go.
Right foot volleys.
Right foot volleys in the top bins, yeah. So there you go, guys. That is the preview show done and dusted. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday evening. Don't forget, 2:30 tomorrow, me and Billy with match build-up and team news. Then from 3 o'clock, full commentary of the game. A lot to come on the Toon Review tomorrow. Have a great Friday night, guys. Thank you for all your super chats and new memberships. Well done to the prize winners. Thank you to everybody for joining us live. Thank you to these three on screen with me now. But thank you to you guys out there for the support and the continued support. You're absolute legends. We will see you tomorrow. In the meantime, have a great rest of your Friday night. Good night, folks.
I'll wear the lads and lasses.
Come back and check out some green.